All right, we already got some people on here. So we don't do that many live streams. Did a video of burning the rocket engine in a vacuum chamber, which we've replicated on a small scale here. And what we're gonna do is, everybody's saying that they saw a video on Cody's Lab channel. Cody's Lab? Yeah, that's his channel, Cody's Lab. And that the gunpowder wouldn't burn. Well, we had a similar problem, but, I think he ignited it with a laser too. We're gonna be using this high power laser. Mechanical Koopa, what's up? So we're gonna be igniting this with a laser, but the difference is in Cody's lab, he was moving it around. I have a lot of experience with these lasers. You have to keep them centered on the target for the heat to build up enough. And it did burn a lot differently in a vacuum, at least the gunpowder did. I haven't tried the rocket fuel left, so we have a little bit of rocket fuel left right over here from our see-through rockets. And I have a little sample of the actual, we got another one here. So I'm probably gonna burn this one in a vacuum. And this is just to prove that you can actually burn rocket fuel or burn gunpowder in a vacuum, but it needs to be done right. So here's what we're gonna do. We got our vacuum pump right over there. We got our gauges that's gonna tell you the pressure, our chamber. So we're gonna put the chamber on just like this. And again, this isn't anything crazy. This is just to prove to people that you can actually burn in a vacuum. As you can see, we had one burn already, and I wish I had caught it in slow motion, but that's not the point of this video. And yeah, we're gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna give this camera over to Fabian, and here's our laser. It's ready to rock and roll. We got it set up, and got our laser glasses, got our safety shield, and we have our black powder. So we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna get my glove. And again, this is to prove, because everybody in that previous episode with the vacuum chamber, everybody said that it was a hoax, that it was set up, that we didn't really pull a vacuum. So I'm going to show you on the gauges. We're going to pull a vacuum. We got our vacuum pump right over here. And we're all set up. Our laser's pretty much ready. I got to aim it right toward that black powder, real nice. You want to come look behind the laser, Fabian? Show them behind that laser. We're going to turn on our gauge. And then we're going to start up our vacuum pump, and we're going to bring you behind the shield. You want to stand over here, Fuddy, just in case any glass breaks? Perfect. So, all right, so just all eyes on that vacuum chamber. I'm going to turn on the pump, close up our lines, close up this line. Here's the line. It's already pulling a vacuum. It's at 6.2 millimeters mercury. We're going to close up the line. You're going to see a drop. There you go. Now go back on the chamber. You can see the chamber go down. Okay, we're just gonna wait for a good vacuum. You can hear our pump over here. Our pump is running. I got a towel over that. We got a little air coming out of the exhaust. Fortunately, this one's broken, but this is the biggest vacuum pump I have. And it's at 29.4. It's going down. So you want to get your. It's gonna be quick, and this was really cool earlier. Our vacuum pump's still running. Our valve is open. For anybody who's in doubt, our valve is open. Follow our line all the way to our chamber. Right there. And it's a small chamber. This is a 7 CFM vacuum pump. So here we go. Are you on there? All right, here we go. We're gonna turn the laser on. Oh, I gotta get it in position. Not try to get cut if this thing blows up. Hang on one second. All right, we're there. Now let's see what happened. Whoa, there you go. And obviously it made some pressure, and boom, it pulled the vacuum again. Look, it's back at 29.94. And I'm gonna release, here, let me show them the hose. I'm gonna release this hose and watch the vacuum chamber as I release the hose. It's pulling a vacuum. We're gonna turn off our pump, and then we're gonna go inspect our chamber. And then we'll try the rocket fuel next. And you see this is not staged, this is a vacuum. Oh, I gotta turn off my laser before it burns through our, there we go. Let's open this up. There you go, look down there. And that was a vacuum. And obviously it wasn't a vacuum when the gunpowder ignited. I mean, we're gonna do this on a larger, much larger scale later on, but I mean, yeah, it was pretty good. So next one we're gonna try is gonna be our solid rocket fuel. This is from the same type of rocket, the C67 rocket that we took, you know, I just took a little chunk from it. And this is what we're gonna put in the chamber. And this is just to prove to you that it is ignitable with the laser in the actual vacuum chamber. And I mean, I can't speak for Cody's lab because I really don't know what he did. All I know is that his setup was kind of, I mean, sometimes I do things hillbilly-ish. I'm going to be honest with you, but his was pretty set up with duct tape and an iPhone and some other stuff. But he couldn't burn it, and I don't know why. But I think he had kind of a similar result I had the first time. So in the first time, the laser was shaking around, and it was kind of getting the edge of the gunpowder, and it wasn't really burning. I mean, we were waiting a good 30 seconds. And then what I did is, that was before I started this live stream, I lifted the laser up into the center of the actual gunpowder, and it burned. So if you're a physicist or you're a scientist, you tell us why I did that. I really don't know. I mean, maybe it has something to do with pressure in the chamber. We can, you know, look into that later with a larger vacuum chamber. I'm going to build a big one, and where the pressure is not affected so much. But anyway, so now we're going to try the rocket fuel. And I'm going to just, you want to clean that up, Faride? I'm going to have her clean that up. So yeah, so anybody got any questions? It's pretty smoky in here. Oh, holy cow. Go on smoke. Yeah, and there's the super. Everybody wants to see the super. That's where it's at right now. It's up on the lift. Anybody asking anything?
We're all humans.
Oh, so this guy's really cool. This guy, Mechanical Koopa. He used to fabricate mini rockets that use a tiny A motor, C67. They would take off there. Yeah, that would be cool. Cool. Oh, what happened to my finger? Everybody's asking. So yeah, so that's real too. Believe it or not, I am actually missing a finger. This is not a prop. So anyway, so this happened when I was 2 years old. My whole hand got mangled up. This one, you can see this video. If you just Google my name, Matt Mikka, you can see this video of this being pretty much bit off. I mean, I don't have the actual biting part, but this dog was fighting with the older dog I had, and I threw a blanket over her, and I explained the whole story in the video. It's upsetting because that was my only good finger on that hand. I messed up this one doing MMA. This one got messed up when I was like 2 years old. So I think our cylinders are ready. We're ready to go? All right, so I haven't tried the rocket fuel yet. This is going to be our first shot at this. And I'm a little, my nerves are a little worked up because I don't like messing with this glass. Because the first vacuum chamber that I did on that last video, you should go check it out if you haven't seen it. It was burning a model rocket engine in a vacuum. I actually had a huge implosion in the alley. Like, it was no joke. The first tube that I ordered was a little bit too thin. I didn't do the calculations right on the external pressure. And I ordered it a little bit too thin, and it blew up. And thank God, or imploded. And thank God I was turned kind of like this, and the implosion came from the back. But there was pieces all over this neighborhood. All my neighbors, that was the first time my neighbors were pissed off at me because there was pieces of, yeah, they were pretty scared. I mean, but anyway, that's the city life. That's what you pay taxes for free entertainment. All right, cool. So we're ready to rock and roll. Got this back on. Got our vacuum chamber set up. Farida, can you grab that towel, please, out of there? Anybody asking any good questions?
No, just conversation. Spain.
Oh, okay.
Greens from Spain, Germany.
Yeah, and you know, when I originally got into this whole YouTube thing, I wasn't as inspired as I am now because I didn't realize I was going to have so many smart engineers and smart people commenting on the channel and starting discussions, and that was kind of cool. So here's the vacuum chamber, starting it up. We're pulling our vacuum, and again, follow the hose so you can see it's all set up. That's just this is just a gauge into this T, and this is the actual vacuum line going directly to that chamber right up there where our model rocket fuel is in. And yeah, this time we got some safety, you know, protective plastic and some other stuff. I'm just gonna wait for it to cool down a little bit, a couple minutes. If anybody has any questions, just let me know. But I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, wait till it gets down. And obviously this isn't a perfect vacuum. I'm pulling about 900 microns. These vacuum pumps are capable of about 30 microns, which are really good. There's some cheaper vacuum pumps that they sell that, you know, they're 100 microns, 300 microns.
What's the output of the laser?
Oh, the laser, I think it's it's either 3 watts or 5 watts. The reason I bought that laser was to ignite stuff remotely, and it's pretty wicked. It's actually called Wicked Laser. It's a cheap Chinese company, but you know, it's a commercial 3 or 5 watt laser.
But it will burn with no oxygen present. That's exactly what.
Well, the oxygen is present. That's the whole thing. Like, I'm not going to take sides, but I can tell you, I'm an engineer, and from an engineering standpoint, you have an oxidizer and a fuel. I have made gunpowder in the past. You specifically get an oxidizer and a fuel. So your oxidizer is your oxygen that's feeding the fuel. Now with the whole pressure thing and the heat transfer, that's the only real problem that I see in a vacuum. I mean, I'm not really sitting down thinking about it. I'm just talking off the top of my head. But I do see a problem. So like the rocket burn that Cody's lab did, the first thing that I saw that he did wrong was he just stuck the igniter in the rocket. And what happens is, that's fine when you have air to conduct heat. You have heat transfer from the igniter to the rocket. So you have that little hole, right? And the igniter's in there. And if it's not touching the actual fuel, there's no ignition in a vacuum. But in air, it doesn't matter because the air is a partial conductor of that heat. But in a vacuum, you don't have that conduction. You don't have that heat transfer anymore. And that's why in our video, I put an ignition plug. I put the plug in there to make sure that there was physical contact between the igniter and the fuel. So that being said, I think this vacuum is good enough. Yeah, let's just try it out and let's see what happens. I haven't done rocket fuel yet, but here goes rocket fuel. No, Farid. Over here. Don't worry about the phone. The phone's not important. Your safety is more important. Now let's see what's gonna happen. No, I'm not doing like Cody's lab. It's just, I didn't even know he had a video about this subject, to be honest with you. I had no idea until we did it, and then somebody told me, and I checked it out. I can't see if that laser's right on there. Is it right on there? Now, if this doesn't work with the rocket engine, with the laser, oh, well, there it goes. I guess it worked. I was just gonna say, if it didn't work, I'm gonna use an igniter. Let's just turn off this laser before it starts burning something up. But yeah, so that's it. I mean, if you want more of a vacuum, we would probably have to wait. If you want to see if this is an actual vacuum, we could do another live stream. And what I was originally going to do, I didn't do it because it was going to take too long, was I was going to just get some black powder, mix it in with water, and then leave it in the vacuum and show that the vacuum is actually extracting all the moisture and then light it. But that would probably take, I mean, who knows, 20, 30 minutes. But a lot of people don't know that water is actually considered a refrigerant. So water will boil in a complete vacuum at about 40, I think it's like 45 degrees. Maybe, yeah, around 45 degrees. So, and that's, you know, just in a vacuum. So that being said, in atmospheric pressure, it burns at 212 degrees or 100 Celsius. And that's it. So hopefully this answered a lot of your questions about whether we actually use a vacuum or not. And let me show you really quickly this chamber. And the only reason, again, why I did this live stream was simply to defend our video. The video that we did on the rocket engine burning in a vacuum. Hundreds of people said it was fake. And this is in defense of those accusations. So I'll show you right now. Here, oh, I turned the vacuum pump off. Oops. Yeah, don't worry about it. You know what? It's okay. Yeah, I closed the vacuum. It's fine. So that's that.
Smells like 4th of July.
Yeah, man, it smells good. I was just going to turn on the vacuum again to show them that it's actually pulling a vacuum. But I turned it off. Close that valve. Wee. Alrighty, so that's that. Well, here, we'll just cut it there. That's fine. We could do this another time. But anyway, so that's that. I'll just open the valve. I just want to show you that this is actually a vacuum. See there? So that's actually a vacuum. Believe it or not. Alright?
Believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, everybody said it wasn't a vacuum. So that being said, that's that. So we'll turn that off, and we'll end this video here. Hopefully that answered you know, any doubts and is debunked the fact that it was fake. And any more questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll be glad to address them. So any questions on there?
No, just people arguing about bikes and smells like freedom.
Yeah, it smells good. All right, see you guys. Thanks for watching all of our videos, and yeah, keep the ideas coming. That's kind of what we're here for, is to kind of empower the audience and you know, show you what you want to see through our capabilities. So see you guys later. Have a good day.
One last question.
Okay.
Any updates on the turbo? Briggs and Stratton.
Oh, here, come and look at it. It's over here. Sorry, we got a big mess in here. Check this out. So there's the see-through engine with the turbocharger from the Mercedes. We did this as a full episode here. Check it out over here. This is the turbo setup. It was sequential, and yeah, that's how it looks now. So it's it'll probably just start up right now. No, I don't think that. Oh no, it has no fuel. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, guys. See you later. We're not gonna keep this live stream going for an hour. So that's it. Let us know if you have any other questions in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Stop that now.